All right, good morning to you guys. We've got a lot going on here, friends. There's a big winter storm system on the way, and we've got ourselves another opportunity for more snowfall accumulation. We're looking at gusts between 30 and 40 miles per hour, all of which coming to impact us as early as Thursday night and continuing on into our Friday, where we're going to see the bulk, the meat and potatoes of this low pressure system. First Warn 5 meteorologist Greg Bennett here. I want to show you quickly it looks like a grayish view of the World War I Memorial Museum over there, but honestly, we do have clear skies. There are blue skies out there. It's a little bit of a winter wonderland after that big low pressure system rolled on through, and a lot of us receiving anywhere from about 4 to 6 inches of accumulation of snowfall from the previous low pressure system, literally 24 hours ago. Now we're just dealing with the chill, right? 26 degrees out the door right now. Well, let's go ahead and get involved with our next big storm system. I'm going to bring in our forecast model data here. Give me just a second to update it. Pop this up and then bring myself into a small little box. There we go. Hey, good morning to you guys. All right, so we're going to start you off with one of our forecast model runs here that's going into our Thursday and obviously into our Friday forecast. And you can see how early it comes. It arrives in some of our model data. It could be as early as about 5 or 6 o'clock at night that we start to see a few flurries fly up further north, right? Interstate 29 around Holt County. Moving forward in time to about 9 or 10 p.m., that's when we start to see kind of some maybe flakes flying here around the metro. This is Leavenworth, maybe Wyandotte, Platte counties, northern side of I-70 in the metro just in general. KCI would be a part of this. This will continue to develop widespread overnight and then go right on into our morning time frame for Friday, clear through the late morning, lunchtime, and afternoon in this particular model run. Now you got to remember, we have got all these different types of models. Literally, there's almost a dozen of them that we like to use. We get raw data that comes in from the atmosphere, right? We take that data, and it's picky and choosy on what some of that data we'll grab from for particular models, right? So the model I'm showing you here is not going to take the exact same data that another model I'm about to show you is going to take. Right? So you have all these different ideas of what can be predicted within a certain amount of time. But in this particular model run, we're calling for just about an all morning and all day affair of snow shower opportunities into our Friday forecast. Now, let's go into the European model run here. This one's been more of a conservative model for us. And this one, too, says, yeah, we're going to see an opportunity for maybe some snowfall, but I think we'll get into more of a wintry mix first around the mid-evening of Thursday and then continue on with snowfall to develop into the overnight, right through our Friday early morning and continues through the late morning and into the early afternoon, potentially even early evening as it exits out. Okay, all of this does look rather aggressive, truly, when it comes down to our forecast models. Now, the National Weather Service has their own snowfall prediction forecast, and they're calling somewhere between 3 and 4 more inches of accumulation to the metro, all right? Elsewhere further north, up along Interstate 35, it could be closer to around 5 to 7 inches in those locations. Now, for our kind of forecast data, which again, we use a different model and different types of raw data to produce an outcome for you, I want to show you what some of our models are indicating. And it's still rather impressive. And by the way, mind you, our models have been consistent over the past 72 hours with these kinds of snowfall totals. As we move forward in time, this one is predicting around 2.6 inches, or really for a range, it's been 1 to 3 inches, which is pretty close to what the National Weather Service is predicting. They're talking about somewhere between 3 to 4. We're talking 1 to 3 inches of accumulation. So we're all starting to get on the path here of at least a reasonable amount of snowfall and lining up for it for consistency through hours and hours and hours. That's some good news here. So it gives you an idea of like, okay, maybe this is going to be somewhere around 3 inches of accumulation within this kind of 24-hour time span. Now, the problem with this, right? There is a problem. As compared to our last area of low pressure, where the very gusty wind came in on the backside of the low pressure system, we're not going to have that this time around. And in fact, our wind gusts are anticipated to be somewhere around 30 to 40 miles per hour throughout the entirety of the low as it interacts with us, meaning as early as Thursday night, we're getting gusts with that wintry mix or flurry action. And we continue with those gusts of 40 miles per hour within the midst of the scattered snow shower threat. Okay, so that means we'll have constant blowing snow on top of moderate snow showers coming down, which would already be lower visibility. This is the reason why we have added yet again a first warned weather day to our Friday forecast. This is going to be extremely low visibility. It is going to be very dangerous on the roadways because of this snowfall for any kind of commuting. So we want you to stay home if you can. And of course, when it comes down to schools, a lot of them are still canceled for today. And it looks like if they don't go back tomorrow, then it might be an all-week affair that we just hold off on school. But we do anticipate to cancel or postpone school for Friday because of this next area of low pressure. It is not the only thing I'm concerned with here when it comes to cold air. We have a massive polar plunge that ensues, and I got to tell you, the wind chill values that'll be coming through as we get on into the weekend are rather impressive. I just want to show you the forecast we've got for Arrowhead. It's going to be outrageously cold. Okay, we're talking about a daytime high temperature on Saturday afternoon of 10 degrees after this low pressure system comes through. All right, by fourth quarter, 3 degrees is looking to be that temperature, the air temperature. And look at your wind to chill values. I know it's kind of hard to tell. There's small numbers here, but we're talking negative 14 degrees is going to be that feel-like temperature. The northwest winds are coming in at 10 to 20 miles per hour. The funny thing is, this is nowhere near the coldest that we're going to get. Okay, we're actually going to get colder for our Monday morning and our Tuesday morning. And I want to show you where I'm at with that. I'm going to bring in our predicted wind chill values for Monday and Sunday out there. This is Sunday morning, for example, at 4 o'clock in the morning. Negative 25 degrees, friends. Negative 25. I've got negative 30 up around St. Joe. Cameron coming in at negative 30 degrees. Let's move forward into the afternoon for Sunday, just to show you what maybe the high temperature might be. Yeah, negative 21 as we move on in towards 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday's forecast. The actual high temperature is going to be in the single digits, mind you. We're talking like 5 degrees. Let's keep on moving here. Let's move on in towards our Monday morning, right? As we continue to drop down to negative 28 degrees as a feel-like temperature. The actual air temperature out the door on Monday morning is going to be between negative 3 and negative 7 degrees. It is very, very cold stuff out there. This is the kind of stuff that will chill out your battery, and you'll have a hard time turning over your vehicle because you'll have a cold battery. This is the kind of temperature that if you were to have exposed skin to a wind chill of negative 28 degrees, within about 60 to 90 seconds, you would have the first true signs of frostbite, which is minor. It's basically that redness and that stinging sensation that you would get maybe at the tip of your nose or the tip of your fingertips. That's technically the first signs of frostbite. And then it continues on from there as you continue to be outdoors exposed at some point. The actual frostbite itself could ensue within about 15 to 30 minutes, like to actually have true frostbite on your extremities. So this is something that we have to take very seriously. After the fact, we get done with this big area of low pressure for our Thursday and Friday's forecast. This is why we are on our live stream. This is why we wanted to talk to you about this, kind of explain to you what the situation is and the setup is. It's kind of a perfect storm system here where this low pressure system that comes out west is going to pull on the upper level jet stream, and that's going to allow us to pull in a polar kind of plunge or an Arctic air mass that comes literally from the Arctic Circle within northern Canada, and it kind of lingers over us moving forward into next week. So I want you to be prepared for that. And again, remember, we have got a winter storm system on deck Thursday into our Friday. Friday being the main event of this snow shower activity, where we could see around probably 2 to 4 inches, to tell you the truth, overall, taking into consideration what the National Weather Service is looking at and taking into consideration what our predicted models are saying. It's most likely another 2 to 4 inches of accumulation that we'll be dealing with. So definitely something that we're going to monitor closely for you. I'm going to go into Facebook right here. I've got a couple of things, got a couple of people talking to me here. Christian says, not ready for the negatives. Yeah. I'm not ready for the negatives either. I'm over this nonsense, and it hasn't even started yet. So I'm so with you on that. FYI, we had this similar situation last year, almost around the same time frame, the beginning of the year, January, February, where we did have a polar plunge ensue. We had gusts within the morning time frame of 30 to 40 miles per hour, which introduced negative wind chill values of around negative 40 to negative 50 degrees. It was not a prolonged situation. I believe it was 1 or 2 mornings that we had to deal with that, but nonetheless, it was dangerous out there. And I don't know about you, but my pickup truck went zhuzh, 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 trying to start over because the battery was that cold. So take that into consideration, right? Thinking of school closings tomorrow, says Dakota. What do you think about school closings when it comes down to tomorrow? I don't necessarily see closures happening tomorrow. However, we've got a lot of closures already. So the question is, are the schools that are closed today as well just saying, forget it, we're just going to have the week as a washout? Because literally, if you're going to have school, tomorrow would be the only day. Because once we make it on into the evening, we'll start to get involved with that next storm system, that low pressure system. So the school day should be done with. When it comes down to being introduced to the next storm system. But Friday's forecast, honestly, I see school closures happening again. That's just my honest opinion on it. Okay, so if you wanted to know, that's where I'm at. Dakota says, I am so ready for summer. Yeah, I'm ready too. Let's get back to the 80s and 90s. That would be nice. I wouldn't even mind some humidity. That way we don't have to keep the dryness out there. That would really stink, right? So yeah, we're definitely going to continue to monitor it for you for sure. I'm going to leave you with a visual out the door here of the World War I Memorial Museum, and we're going to go on over towards Janae, because Janae, you've got something serious on deck here that the Kansas City Police are investigating. I'm just going to let you have at it.
Yeah, thanks so much, Greg, for that update, that weather update that we very much needed. I know there are a lot of concerns regarding whether or not school will be in session tomorrow, and we hope to have more updates for you guys here at KCTV5. But for right now, I do want to turn things over to our website, kctv5.com. You can see that now here on your screen. And like Greg mentioned, an investigation is underway right now. Kansas City Police found 3 bodies at a Northland home late last night. KCTV5's Nathan Brennan is at the scene right now trying to find more information and more details that we can present to all of you all. So be sure to tune in to our noon newscast. But for right now, if you want to read up on this story, you can head over to our website, kctv5.com. We have the details of what we know so far. It looks like a woman was at the scene, and she told police that she was looking for her fiance, and when no one answered the door, she said that she found a body on the back porch and 2 bodies of other people in the backyard. Again, this is an ongoing investigation, and we do hope to have more details for you all in the near future. But be sure to tune in to our noon newscast to hear from Nathan Brennan, who is in the Northland right now, hoping to find or get more details from authorities. Right now, I do want to switch gears, taking a look at the Evergy website that you should now be able to see here on your screen. This is the latest update that we are receiving from them after that significant winter storm. A lot of people are still without power, but I want to read you this update that you get as soon as you get to this website. Evergy is still experiencing a large number of outages due to that winter storm, and that they are blaming the excessive high winds as well as for the primary cause of outages overnight and early Tuesday morning. They do want to mention that they have restored power to almost 108,000 customers since the beginning of the storm. And they also mentioned that they have 1,500 employees and contractors working on outage restoration. In addition, they do have crews coming in from Nebraska and other areas of Missouri to help restore power to customers. Now, poor conditions and low visibility are factors that are slowing down that restoration process, but hopefully everyone can get their power back up and running today, later on today, or even early tomorrow morning. So we'll be sure to check back in with the Evergy website and keep you all posted on their efforts to get everything back up and running for those who are currently still in the cold right now. Yesterday morning, when I checked the Evergy website, at least 37,000 people were still without power, and that's including Kansas and Missouri. So to see this number now, if you look back, 2,000 customers are currently without, more than 2,000 customers are currently without. So it's still a significant number of people, but it's a lot less than what we were seeing yesterday. I also want to switch gears as well, staying on top of weather updates and what you need to know. We also know that Kansas City, Kansas street crews are working to clear out roads completely. And KCTV5's Grace Smith, she actually rode the front seat of a plow yesterday. Let's take a listen into her story.
Crews tell me cleaning up the roadways is a very stressful but rewarding job. Here in Wyandotte County, snowplow crews have over 2,400 lane miles to cover. That's 500 more than Overland Park.
This is a tough operation.
It's the third winter season for Andy Nelson.
I've learned that every storm is different.
He says they're given specific areas to cover. The first route is called the hot route,
which is going to be your major thoroughfares, roads that get you to hospitals, police stations.
Then they tackle the secondary.
It's a road that basically leads to those hot routes.
And finally, they clear out the neighborhoods like this one.
Some of them could, take hours to do it right.
We're doing well. The streets are clearing up well.
As we go from snow to ice and freezing temperatures overnight, the crew managers say it's all hands on deck.
What makes it hard is the winds that picked up, and then the cold temperatures tonight will make it a little bit tricky.
Which means constant communication.
They'll keep the plows going where they need to and look for slick spots and kind of manage it through the night.
Keeping an eye on the forecast and making sure everyone, even the crew, gets home safe.
We all want to go back home, just like everyone.
They will be out here until all of this snow is completely cleared away. And they do want to remind you to stay off the roads and don't leave your house if you don't have to. Reporting in Kansas City, Kansas, Grace Smith, KCTV5 News.
And as the winter weather continues, I see a lot of mixed comments. Some people saying they wish it would snow more, and some people are not too excited about the cold, and I have to join those people as well. But we do want to share some tips for everyone who is going to be experiencing this cold for the next few days, especially as we dip into frigid temperatures. You definitely want to keep your 4 P's in mind during this cold weather, and that includes the first P is going to be pipes. You want to wrap outdoor exposed pipes. Pets, bring outdoor pets inside, and plants, bring in outdoor potted plants, and people, help those in need during the cold. So that includes your loved ones who may be in someone else's care, or someone who may be living by themselves. You definitely want to check in on them and make sure that they are in the best care as we dip into these cold temperatures. And of course, we will continue to bring you all more tips as we look ahead to the weekend. Now, for right now, I do want to turn back to our website, kctv5.com, to give you all the latest on your trash pickup. Your trash may be piling up a bit at home, and basically Kansas City and KCK, they will be delaying their pickup. And if you're in KCMO and your normal pickup day is Tuesday or Wednesday, your trash will not be picked up this week, and you'll be able to put out 4 bags on your pickup day next week. So that is the latest as far as trash is related following this significant storm. But I do want to take a look at closings and delays on our website, kctv5.com. You should be able to see that now here on your screen. This is the latest as far as what is closed today, Wednesday, and what was closed yesterday. You can see As far as churches, government buildings and schools will be closed, a few of them, and you can head to our website or head to this tab right at the top, the news tab, for the latest on all of our weather coverage. And we will hear more from our meteorologists throughout the day today, and hopefully we have more details as far as that breaking news I brought you all, those 3 bodies found in the Northland late last night. Like I mentioned, KCTV5's Nathan Brennan is currently out there right now, and he will be live during the noon newscast. So we hope to bring you all more details, but if you do not already, make sure to download the KCTV5 News app so you can have notifications come straight to your smart device.